Hi everyone, welcome to JetStream Sessions, powered by Airbridge, the MMP trusted by more than 700 global brands. In this series, we sit down with experts shaping how apps grow, monetize, and compete across platforms and markets. So rewarded ads, which is the topic of today, are having another major moment. In the early days, the category often started with early stage tactics such as chart boosting, single reward offers, and lock screen inventory. Since then, it has evolved into a more sophisticated growth and monetization channel built around soft currency, multi-reward systems, playtime-based rewards, and better quality controls. So today's guest is Riccardo Fuzzi, Head of Product and Engineering of Mistplay and a former founder and CEO of MAF. So Mistplay, as you all know, is a rewarded app discovery and loyalty platform for mobile games, helping players discover new games through a reward-based experience while helping advertisers connect with engaged users. So before joining Mistplay through the acquisition, Riccardo founded and led MAF, giving him a founder's view of how rewarded advertising has evolved so far. So welcome, Riccardo.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me here.
I think this is timely, very timely, because we're very excited to hear your perspective as part of Mistplay on where the category came from, why is it growing again, and how advertisers and publishers should think about its next chapter. So let's start with your own founding story. Before we go deep into rewarded ads, I love to start with your own story. How did you first enter this market? What led you to build MAF? And what has changed now that you're part of Mistplay?
Yeah. Thank you for the question. As you know, our story is not the classical startup stories. We didn't have any background as founder, so not portfolio, not previous job. So it was our first experience. We didn't have any investor at all. We almost failed any fundraising process. And we built everything from a really small city that is Imola in Italy with around 60,000 people living there. So when we started on a Windows Phone environment. No one probably reminds this ecosystem right now, but 10 years ago, it was the first move of Microsoft into the market, into the mobile market, to get some market share against Android and iOS. And they were really successful in Italy because their market share reached the 15% in those years. And they invested quite a lot, around 1 billion, and they bought Nokia, if you remember, to get some market share on a trusted manufacturer. So even our idea was not like some disruptive idea like other startup. We basically replicate a model that was working really well on iOS, that was up of the day concept. So we launched this application on Windows Phone, and that it was basically a blue ocean for us. We were first mover, but we replicated this idea of giving one free application for our user just for 24 hours. And the deal was that this app was paid before and was free for 24 hours for everyone. So thanks to this, we were able to get a lot of download in just one day. And this was counted in the ranking of the store as sales. So the day later, when this application became back to paid, they were at the top of the chart. And on the top of the chart, you can make many sales. So the model was just waste one day of revenue to get 10 times the day later. But in the end, Microsoft shifted into cloud. At those years, cloud was rising star thanks to AWS. And so they shifted focus on that, and they paused Windows Phone. So in our history, we had 3 pivots before being successful. And this is one of our first pivot, even if we had like 4 million users using our app and a market penetration of 5% into the Windows Phone, that was quite huge. There was no attention by advertiser into that ecosystem, and so the revenue was mostly zero for us. So we shifted into Android, trying to provide the same service and concept of App of the Day, but entering into competition directly with App of the Day. But the market didn't work really well. The store was really crowded. There was no way to expose to the user since there was too many competition. No one was looking for new app because the store was full, while the Windows Phone one was like empty, totally empty. So you were able to get more attention. And while we were there, we received one day an email from Sony Mobile at the info email. So you never check the info email, basically. So we thought it was like a kind of scam, and we didn't reply immediately. But in the end, we found out there was actually a Sony Mobile team that had this application pre-installed in all Sony Xperia that was like a competitor of this Google Play Store or iOS Store. They wanted basically to promote application and create some revenue model behind the scene together with the application. And it looks like they were interested in our App of the Day model. So we came out with a solution to promote this App of the Day directly inside their application. And it was the first small shift into the first publisher. We were usually being like only us, our own traffic, trying to promote other advertiser application into our audience. And it was the first time we had the chance to promote into another publisher. So starting from that, we got like a lot of trust from many advertisers because it was exclusive placement for us. And we decided to build on top of that a network. So we started creating a network of publisher and advertiser that could buy across multiple sources and to our own sources that we had. So this was the next major shift we had. And while we were testing all these networks, so with less control on the direct sources, because we were working with even other networks, so it was a kind of chain of network under the hood with less control of impression, click, install. We ran some few tests in the last year. Instead of proposing one single app, we start proposing a wall of apps just for see if by giving a choice to the user, there was better quality. And this was like the next pivot was like going into showing offer to our user. And then we find out that we wanted to go back to O&O to have full control and back to our vision that is, it has always been create advertising that is seamless. So we always wanted to make developer monetize because our background is 100% tech. We want to help them to monetize, but we don't want to disrupt user experience inside the app. If you think about it, App of the Day concept is like a marketing campaign for an application, but the user perceive it more like a service. So even in the offer wall ecosystem, well, we reward user to play games, to download application, and make more steps inside the app to be retained. We take back the same concept to unintrusive ads for the user. The experience should be seamless. If you think about display ads, the ad is really intrusive. It's pop-up, it stops you. Video rewards block the experience. And offer wall lives better when you don't push to the user, but the user discover it and need it. So basically, we start creating this system. We start creating more engaging, rewarded economies for the user, starting from the install to making deep step inside the app. And we find out that the quality, while you give more step, increase a lot. So we started on our own sources, and then we start proposing the same technology and that stack to our publisher. And here is the end of the story. In the last year, we launched Playtime. That is a concept that was initially launched by Mistplay, that is rewarding user by minutes of playing. But what we've done is enable this technology to web and iOS, because that technology used to work only on Android devices. And we were able like to deposit a patent and on this model, and working together with MMP, working together with you, we build like this this model that now work on 50% of our advertiser.
I see. Wow, this is a very, very interesting founding story. Yeah, started the company in Bologna, Italy, where like 60,000 people live. Totally bootstrap company, and you started not just as an ad tech company, but also as an app builder yourself. And you started with the Windows Phone, then you migrate over to Android, and your first publisher is Sony Mobile. That's also a very interesting part of the story. And then later on, with the inventory that you're having in Sony Mobile, you actually expanded into the rewarded ad platform, and eventually you now recently developed the platform not just for Android, but also expanded to iOS and web, and even to the playtime-based rewarding system.
Yeah, correct.
This is totally very amazing story.
And this part of launching the Playtime really is really connected to the Mistplay vision. So that's why we gather attention from Mistplay, but we also choose Mistplay as the best partner to grow our business, because our vision are really aligned into how we want to create loyalty to the user and create retention, create value for the advertiser.
I see. I definitely believe that the merger of these two companies, the acquisition itself, is such an exciting news for the ecosystem, because like the two best-in-class companies, coming together to build a greater platform, greater product, is certainly exciting news. And actually, we actually are just discussing this matter in a very timely manner because I've been going into some of these industry conferences. Like recently, I was in Las Vegas and MAU. And when you look at today's mobile growth conferences, it feels like rewarded ads are just everywhere again. So what is driving the renewed attention around rewarded ads? Like there's like 20, 30 booths like in these conference halls, and so many people are interested in the rewarded ads. Why do you think this is happening?
So, especially for the gaming industry, the market is really crowded. The competition is a mess, and saturating a channel is really easy right now because of the competition. So if you think also about buying from Facebook, TikTok, Twitter ads, you are competing with everyone. And once Apple released like the IDFA deprecation and took everyone else into this process of not being able to retargeting and not being able to properly track, I think that rewarded Sheen get his attention because users are willing to give like trackability to receive a reward, and those users are really engaged because it's a different kind of channel, it's a different type of flow for them, and it's a new UA channel for the advertiser because it's not saturated. And of course for them it was not like easy to shift from display ads into rewarded ads because they need to change a bit the way the game is built, the mechanic behind the machine and whatever. It's necessary to properly buying on rewarded channel.
I see. So I think Riccardo, you just pointed out two very important reasons. One is definitely the privacy changes. A lot of things have changed since the iOS came up with the ATT, and now you have less visibility, less trackability. However, rewarded ads are generally giving you better visibility and better trackability because it's mostly deterministic. And maybe the second reason that you brought up is interesting because every advertiser, they're looking for the new channels. So channel diversification, UA diversification is necessary. And certainly the rise of these rewarded channels are actually, gain a lot of traction by the advertisers who are looking for alternatives to existing video or display ads. And maybe the third reason is actually the exact question that I was trying to ask to you, which is about the evolution of the rewarded ads. I understand that initially when the rewarded ads came to this market, it was more like a single reward offers. But can you actually walk us through the evolution of the rewarded ads from single reward offers to multi-reward systems to even playtime-based rewarding systems of nowadays?
Yeah, definitely. I think that the evolution was not just because of rewarded changes, but it was how advertisers are looking into metrics. So back to 10 years ago, the most important metric for many apps was install.
Indeed. Yeah.
So they neither watch to look into the daily active user to understand better quality metrics. And it was more vanity metrics for any startup to get some fundraising. So initially, I believe that rewarded model was used just to grow metrics to make it look better for investment. But for any business that is running, they need to have some return over investment. So many games that based all the business model on that shifted into checking data in a better way, into better quality metrics. And they took this model, rewarded model, to evolve together with them. So the first step was creating more step into the rewarded change. So the request was not just to install an application, but to do some step inside the app, like reach level 5, reach level 100, to maintain the user and allow them to convert into revenue. So basically, everyone thinks that the reward model works because of these reward steps that we create. But actually, the reward model is a hook for the user to get into the app, get some revenue, but the real secret is the mechanic of the game. So the goal of every UA channel is to take the user into the break-even point of the app, where the user is engaged by the mechanic. And this moment, the soon it is the moment you start making money for your apps. And so there was many ways this evolved for the advertiser, and playtime was another parallel stream that has born together with the multi-reward. And it's more about paying user for the minute they play. And this is an easier hook because when you talk about playtime, user perceives the fatigue of reaching that minute of play easier than reach a level 5 or level 10, where you don't know actually what is the time that you need to dedicate to arrive there. And we also think that many advertisers think that it's all based on how much you pay the user, but actually it's based on gratification of the user that must be frequently done at the beginning to create trust on the system. So actually, even a combination of two is a really good choice. So playtime plus deep events working together, they give you a better result. And this model works better based on the mechanic of the game and the revenue models they have. If they are more ERP based or other revenue based, it totally changes. So it's a balance. There's not a perfect way to create an economy for a game. It's a discovery process. So it takes 15 to 30 days to optimize these kind of campaigns.
I see. It's really interesting and insightful that you just pointed out this evolution didn't just come from the ad networks themselves, but it was majorly triggered by the advertisers themselves wanting to drive the real down funnel, metrics and down funnel impact, the real business impact. And the fact that you just mentioned that the combination of the playtime and the multi-reward system is also very insightful, that you just can't achieve the retention and the business goals at the same time if you like, either one of them. So you need both of them as a hook to really start engaging the users and then let them go down the funnel and eventually reach the point where you can actually get the return.
Exactly. And the most successful game into reward, because now they are shifting 50% of the budget into rewards, is that they optimized the game for rewarded sources. Because the UA channel impact how the user behave. So if you come from Facebook or TikTok, you need to follow a different onboarding process compared to a rewarded channel.
I see.
So this game that optimized it was more successfully compared to any other advertiser.
I see. That's actually a really interesting point that we have to talk about. And maybe, just a broad question is, you just mentioned that you need to do the user onboarding segmentation based on where they're coming from. So whether they're coming from like major like ad platforms like Meta, Google, or maybe DSPs like Unity, versus those who are coming from the rewarded ad channels, do you think you have to segment them and treat them differently in terms of their onboarding and their, kind of the gameplay design and everything that comes along with it?
Yeah, definitely. They need a different way to be onboarded, because when you came from an offer wall, you know less about the context. You know what you have to do. While when you arrive from Meta, you have like a video, 30-second video that somehow is onboarding you before you arrive to the game. So it's a different kind of approach. You need to guide the user inside the application in a totally different way.
So do you think that this type of segmentation can lead to like better like retention, better conversion rate and everything?
Yeah.
I see. It's a great point. Yeah. So we just briefly talked about how this segmentation should happen and should be, associated with the gameplay and the game design, onboarding design. But like, I just want to find out. I was just recently talking with one of my friends, CEOs of the bigger gaming companies, and he actually told me that he used to spend like 5% of his ad budget on rewarded ads, and like last week he told me that he increased the share of the rewarded ads to almost like 20-25% of his entire media mix. Like, why is it happening? Like, why are gaming companies increasing the share of rewarded ads in their media mix?
I think that the gaming industry is the one that is evolving faster, checking for metrics. So they build model for predicting ROI, day 30, day 60. And I think that initially they used the same model to predict the user behavior and ROI built with metadata or TikTok data, and try to compare with rewarded ecosystem. And many of them did like this error, because the way the user is retained is totally different, and the signals to the model could like be wrong in some way. So you could have like wrong prediction on day 30. So what I see is that they learned from it and they adapted their model to predict better LTV on rewarded channel. And once they understand this day 30, day 60 behave differently and have different curve compared to the other model, they start learning that these sources are taking quality, are taking good revenue, and they are sustainable long term. So this is why I think that they start with 5%, but they increase later the spending, because the model after 1 or 2 months have more insight to say, okay, now I learn from the data, now my prediction is correct, and now you can scale.
I see. So I think this answer is very important, because like advertisers themselves are learning how to use the rewarded ads better. So now that they know, how much revenue or the D60 like ROAS or D30 ROAS, they can predict it, they can calculate it, and now they understand how to monetize the traffic better. Like if they're like playtime based, they want to actually maybe show more ad exposures to them.
Exactly.
They want to actually maybe decrease some of the induction activities that they've done to drive the IAPs, rather focus on like IAA, something like that. So you are literally segmenting those users and like find out the best ways to monetize their traffic. And because of that, you're gaining, good ROAS metrics. And now you're confident to spend more on these rewarded ad channels.
Yeah. It's a learning stage for them. And once they understand, is it working, they can finally scale. But until they don't have enough data to validate a model, they cannot grow these sources.
I see. And interesting thing is like we're just seeing this not just in gaming, but I recently are seeing more of these non-gaming advertisers, starting to use rewarded ads as well. I just think that one great example is finance apps. I've been seeing some banking, trading, or like these kind of payment wallet style apps utilizing rewarded ads as a new type of channels that they, recently. And can you actually explain to us the background behind this trend?
Yeah. I think that the best example that everyone knows is American Express.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because not relating to the app, but to explain you better the loyalty program they built. Because when you have a bank account and a card, this bank are struggling to retain this user. The competition is really strong. So how can I keep this user? What kind of services I can give to them to stay? So you saw evolving during the time, giving them a simplified way to buy crypto, buy stock, insurance, investment overall, and then they start understanding that they have to give something more, like cashback, discount on product, and to make it work really well, you need a loyalty program behind it, so a kind of subscription to retain you, but giving you something back, like
points,
subscriptions, points. And this is a really relevant topic for Offerwall, because when you have soft currency or hard currency or points inside your application, you basically live well together with an Offerwall. In fact, we are working a lot with finance app. It's highly spender on rewarded traffic, because they can get a lot of user. But coming back as publisher and monetization, when you have a loyalty program, you are always looking for new content for the user to collect more points. And this is a perfect wedding for Offerwall, because we are offering something that is not directly competing with the app. You are not spending your day on a banking app, but on gaming. Yes, you can spend 1 or 2 hours if you are a gamer, and giving them this way to get point by playing and not competing and stealing time from finance app. It's a perfect way to integrate and find new users that are really interested in discovering new app, play new games. And for the finance app is a good way to add an extra monetization layer, because Offerwall is a monetization layer, but on our side it's not just monetization, it's something that create loyalty. So what we are trying to build is something that keep the user constantly engaged with the offer wall and go back into the original app. Because we know if we just take extra monetization layer, everyone will be happy. But what if we take user back? If we increase retention by 2-3% point, we increase the overall monetization even for display ads on gaming. So the goal is just to create something that is not just a monetization stack, but a loyalty monetization stack.
Okay, that's actually a very, very fresh perspective on this matter. So just to summarize what you just shared, there are a lot of non-game apps that have loyalty program, like soft currencies like points or cashback or any kind of assets that people can stack up and earn inside the app. And those apps that you're saying is that if they actually, when they're coupled up with rewarded platforms like offer walls, people not only just earn these points by taking certain actions, they always also come back to earn more of these points, which actually contributes to the higher retention as well.
And it's really important that this point have a real value for the user. For example, on a bank account, you can just spend it to buy an insurance, buy a product, buy a subscription. So it needs to be soft currency or hard currency that is giving value to the user.
I see. So these soft currencies have to be redeemed and consumed in a way that can benefit the end users as well. Yeah, exactly. Okay. And then maybe back to the question, because there are a lot of apps, non-game apps who are monetizing through these offer walls. One of the reasons why non-game advertisers are interested in rewarded ads is because of these unique inventories that these non-game apps have.
Yeah. There's also another way it could be used that is content unlocker. There are many apps that are working on subscription model that also offer free tier, full of ads. That is still a good monetization model for them. But those non-spending user could be still monetized through an offer wall that have higher ACPM and value for LTV.
I see.
So if these publishers are able to target to this non-spender user and propose the offer wall unlock your subscription by play games, they will be able to have an extra monetization layer that pays you more than display ads. So that's another opportunity for the publisher to test.
Maybe what you just brought up could be one of the really the best ways to further monetize your subscription apps and consumer apps, because I think this area of hybrid monetization for these subscription apps are a pretty undertapped area that people are trying to figure out more. So can you actually share with the audience, if you have any tangible cases that you built together with your partners, how subscription apps can further monetize their traffic using this kind of loyalty mechanism?
Yeah, I have more example into gaming right now because they have many soft currency or hard currency inside it. So the most common scenario is in hardcore games where those games basically have some resource that to be built require times, and users struggle to find a way to accelerate. So also they can spend money to get acceleration, or they can download another game, complete some level and get back to the other one once the resource, when you have enough point to convert into the resource. So the best case scenario is on hardcore games, but we see that as rising vertical, the hybrid casual, that now is going in an hybrid model. In the last year, we saw only ad revenue model or only EAP model. But now we can see many such a story about hybrid models. So 30% EAP, 70% ad revenue. So they are again, evolving. So and finding new revenue stream for them. That's why Offerworld can start to be part of this product right now.
I see. A very interesting point that the hybrid monetization is happening everywhere, and you just pointed out the three verticals. One was the subscription apps, probably giving just 1 month of the subscription for free in exchange for taking certain actions on an offer wall. Second, you mentioned was the hardcore games where progression is important, but sometimes you're stuck in certain stages that you want to go advanced at, and you actually use these kind of mechanisms to earn some points or kind of rewards that you can utilize to further advance into the next level, next stage in these hardcore games. And lastly, you talked about these hybrid casual games where hybrid monetization is at the heart of their business, and now they're seriously taking into account the offer walls as part of their monetization methods as well. Yeah, it's great. Yeah. So we actually talked about a lot of these topics, but let me just tap into another interesting topic, like geographics. Every countries or end users act differently. And how should advertisers and publishers design rewarded campaigns differently across countries, where reward sensitivity, like purchasing power, app users behavior, and even user expectations can vary so much?
I think that advertisers don't have to optimize the rewarded funnel. That's why we always work on CPI model, because our expertise is to build the right funnel for the user. So understand if you are more into ad revenue, you are more into spending via EAP. So I believe they don't have to work on that funnel. I believe they have to work on the game mechanic to retain the user and add more logic inside the game to go into reward. So extra layer of get this resource for this point directly into the games. What we notice is that every country has different kind of performance. Culturally speaking, Japanese market, for example, when we ask to do some step inside the app, they strictly follow what is requested. And they go deeper into the funnel to get the reward. They are really committed. While in US or Europe country, we can see like half of interest in continuing it. So I believe also that it's a different type of user, and even the game have different mechanic inside it. So it's not a matter of how we build this economy, it's more a matter of how they build the mechanic for this user. So I would suggest to the advertiser to make different mechanic for every country to retain the user.
I see. A very interesting point, because you guys are already the experts of reward design, so they can leave the reward design up to you guys, and then rather take the time to seriously optimize the segmented kind of onboarding funnel for each kind of country, for each cohort of users, or depending on where they're coming from.
Because our goal inside the offer will be to understand what type of user you are into the rewarded ecosystem. Are you a spender? Are you not a spender? So we're gonna propose them different kind of app. We're gonna propose even different economies, so reward funnel. We're gonna A/B test them to understand which one work better. And this is a huge work just for an advertiser that want to focus on the game mechanic. So if we took the advertiser to work into the economy, we are stealing their time that they need to focus into the game itself. So if they have habits to spend on CPI, on any other sources, we need to take them to spend in the same way and let the system learn from their game and adapt the rewarded funnel to them. So
I see. And the thing that you talked about, for example, like Japanese and gamers and end users, are very interesting, that often you just told me that they're more committed than the Western players. And do you see this kind of a big distinction between like APAC-based users versus like Western users?
This is something that we notice, especially here in Korea, in Japan.
I see. That they're more kind of loyal. They kind of follow all these kind of multi-reward steps and they try to complete it.
But the game should be definitely rebuilt for their culture. So
I see. So maybe one another question that I want to ask is the signals. We understand that every ad platform needs the quality signals to optimize their campaigns and targeting mechanisms. So maybe same goes to the rewarded campaigns. So for rewarded campaigns, to optimize towards real quality, what kinds of signal data should advertisers send back to ad platforms? Like for example, just beyond installs and basic events, what should they be sending?
I believe that the first data signal is the retention. So having information about the session help building some AI model to predict what is going to happen. But for sure, the most important metric is revenue signal. So being able to real-time sending EAP and also a single ad revenue allows the model to learn faster and adapt faster.
I see. So maybe more specifically, how can they, send the revenue data better? What are your recommendations?
I think that we should touch some high-level topic regarding the importance of having trusted signal inside the MMPs, because I believe that many advertisers right now are under-evaluating the importance of this signal. For example, if some of these signals are wrong or not properly sent, they could create some difficulties later. And advertisers are spending quite a lot of money into acquiring new user, and they need to trust 100% what is a revenue signal. And I saw many games online where you can basically cheat and take like some free content inside it because there are non-spending user. And many advertisers are not doing any security assessment for their app. I believe that gaming are still software and you need still to run penetration test and protect it because they think, okay, it's just a user that is cheating, is not counting on our revenue. But those signals go into AI model.
I see.
Predicting with wrong signal could affect like 5-10% your revenue. And with this kind of spending, we can say that they could lose 20 to 30 million annual revenue just because they are not thinking about it. And it's a problem that is in every UA channel, because even on Meta, TikTok, if these signals are not properly sent, they gonna affect all these models. So my suggestion is to not under-evaluate this. And one way to do it is using the new method from Google Play Store, iOS Store, that is sending the direct information of purchases directly into the MMPs.
I see. That I can add like to what you just answered, and thank you. So we also realized that maybe for some very important revenue events like purchases, it's so much better if you can actually collect them directly from these app stores and Play stores so that you can have a very legit, very tangible, reliable purchase stream data. And eventually when you ingest this kind of highly purified data into the ad platforms, you may be able to achieve the better result. And recently we've been talking a lot about the signal engineering, and certainly having a more purified, more reliable signals will certainly help you achieve better results with your ad platforms and campaigns. I think that's kind of it's now becoming a common sense that better signals always lead to better campaigns.
And I believe that the new technique of getting this data that add a security layer, extra security layer compared to sending this information directly from the app is really beneficial, because you are not getting only purchase data, you are getting also recurring subscription, you are getting cancelled event if someone asks a refund, for example. And all these signals are really important for the model. And if you lose it, you're losing opportunity to grow your business and buy better user.
I see. This is certainly the recommendation to follow. And we talked about many things, and now maybe it's the time for us to, talk about the future. Like you just briefly mentioned at the beginning of this conversation that you expanded to iOS and even web. I even didn't know that web exists in the rewarding ads ecosystem. It's really exciting. So looking ahead, how do you think the rewarded ads market will be shaped over the next few years? Like, what are the homework, does the ecosystem still need to do?
So in our vision, we believe that the offer wall is still limited UI UX. So you still have to go directly into the offer wall. It's not like really well integrated into the apps. If you think about display ads, you can basically add everywhere inside the flow. It's a well-known way to make revenue. But on offer wall side, I believe that we will go more into customization of the ads. That's why we released a native API that allow you to add the offer inside your UI. So it's fully customizable. It doesn't feel you are into the offer wall, but it's 100% shaped for your experience. So you can place this offer everywhere inside your app. And this gives the responsibility of optimize the best placement to the publisher. So we expect to find out new way to promote an offer wall, because they gonna invent new way to position these ads inside a funnel, like more seamless into the UX of a game or an app.
I see.
So I believe that we will go into a standardization somehow, but offer wall will change to be more integrated into the application, offering more services and more placement for the final publisher.
I see. I mean, even at the beginning of today's conversation, you kind of emphasized that the experience of the users who are encountering these offer walls should be seamless and non-intrusive. And actually, you're even further making it possible for the advertisers, publishers to customize the experience regarding the paywalls, the offer walls, that they can easily customize the experience using the API. They can blend the offer wall into the natural user flow, user journey, and make it easier for the end users to interact with these offer walls.
Yeah, that's correct.
So do you have any maybe examples of how this can be done? Like often the time is when you just click the button on the top right corner.
I think right now offer wall are mostly used as a call to action in a specific moment. For example, into the games, you are inside the store of the game, you want to purchase something, but you don't want to spend money, and then you have a call to action to the offer wall. And so you go outside the experience, you download the application, you do some progress, and then you get back this money. But I believe that if we are able to add this experience by not just showing all the offer, but just one offer or two that is perfect for the user, but while you are playing in a specific moment to unlock that resource, there's download this game and reach level 5. It's not going into offer wall, it's not two-step journey. It's directly into the main process. So I believe that it's something that we need to explore better, but it's definitely the future of offerwork customization.
So a lot of new cases should be discovered, both by your team and also by the publishers themselves. But you actually believe that a lot of new kind of creative cases will arise in the future.
Yeah.
And maybe just one last question about the future thing, about the web. You just like mentioned web, and that actually sounded pretty interesting to me, that a lot of like games are now built on the web ecosystem, like HTML5 games. We can talk about playables in the future, like when AI kind of, accelerates the development of these games, they can be, utilizing a lot of these web environment to build mini games or whatnot. And a lot of apps are being built on web, like web to app is a big thing for subscription apps as well. So just wanted to find out how you can empower these kind of web applications to better optimize and monetize with your platform.
So when we built our offer wall, we decided to be web first. So all our technology was built to work on web technology and then was ported into mobile SDK to have the way to be more flexible into making changes. So even our publisher, many of our publishers are web publisher, not just app publisher or game publisher already. Yeah, we started on web and we move into application because on web you have like less barrier to introduce a new framework SDK. So yes, even for those kind of publisher or advertisers that are building web games, there's an opportunity, but they still have to have like an economy, a loyalty program, and they need to base their model on purchases and less on ads, in my opinion.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, the origin of your platform is the web, so you have already a high affinity for working with the web-based applications as well. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, we talked about a lot of things today, and finally, for the companies that are interested in rewarded ads, publisher monetization, or working with Mistplay, how can they work with you? How can they find you? Yeah.
Yeah. So of course they can contact us directly. For advertisers, there's Aaron or Susie that are handling and can answer to all the question about what does it mean buying on rewarded ads. While if you are looking to add monetization to your app, you can reach me out or Mark or Max from my team.
Sounds great. So they can always reach out to you, Susie, Aaron, and the team. You guys are public on LinkedIn or elsewhere. So I'll actually, tag you in our YouTube video so that anyone can find you easily. And yeah, that was really a great answer. Thank you. So again, thanks so much for sharing your insights, Riccardo. So rewarded ads have clearly evolved from their early stage tactics into a much more sophisticated category. And today's conversation gives ad marketers and publishers a better way to think about where the category has been, how to use it responsibly, wisely, and what to watch as it continues to grow. So thanks everyone for joining Jetstream Sessions, and we'll see everyone in the next episode.
Thank you, everyone.